Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, good night, good afternoon, whatever part of the world you're on and whatever time you'll be watching this video. This episode of As the Tarot Turns is brought to you on purpose with purpose. I am your host, Nacho Mama. Some people call me Crystal, some people call me Criddle, like Riddle with a C. Either way, Nacho Mama is a personality, not a person. Today I'm going to read for the collective of Aquarius. The Aquarius collective. See what sort of messages Spirit has for y'all today. What sort of energies you guys need to be aware of. Either within you, with the surrounding people around you, just aware of. What sort of energies does Aquarius need to be aware of? Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. Hit that little bell notification. Drop down and say hello. Hello. Howdy. Sup, y'all? Aquarius. Universe, Source, Spirit, please use me as a conduit to express the best message for Aquarius today, for whatever energies they need to be aware of. What sort of energy does Aquarius need to be aware of? Please and thank you. Samo to be. Amen. Aquarius. So we have Pentacles in reverse. Page of Cups. And the Six of Pentacles. So something that you thought was not working, is definitely going to turn out to work. So you might have been feeling like you put a lot of effort and time and energy into something that just wasn't giving you the results that you were anticipating or hoping for, but you might receive some sort of either like spiritual downloads or a message, some sort of artistic message, something about love, or about something that you love that is going to bring on rewards, on accomplishment, on celebration, not only with yourself and for your own accomplishments, but with other people. Yeah. So in the past, you might have been taking on a lot more than you bargained for. Like you were carrying so much weight of whatever this situation was for you, and it turned into a burden. You know. New responsibilities or new, like a lot of times big accomplishments come with big responsibilities, you know, and you might have been doing it all by yourself and not delegating any sort of help from others. You know, it's one thing that leaders need to do is they need to know how and when and to who they delegate other responsibilities to. You know, if you just got a promotion at a job, you know, a part of your job as being a leader is being able to tell people what to do, you know. So you might have just been hoping that people will catch on and do the things themselves, but I think you have needed to take a new approach and to delegate some of these responsibilities outwards to some of the people you were working with. You got a Page of Cups with the Ace of Cups. So some sort of message has created some sort of new spark. You know, this new uproar of energy of, you know, maybe feeling. You might have a new feeling about something that, you know, you didn't once feel as fondly for before. You know, now you all of a sudden find yourself feeling fondly of something that you didn't really pay attention to before. And we have the Knight of Cups in reverse. So you might have found it difficult to find inspiration or to be inspiration to others or for others. With it being in reverse, like in the upright, the Knight of Cups is very inspiring. It's either somebody that seems to get things with no effort whatsoever. But what people don't see is the kind of effort that you put into the background. You know, people only see the rewards. They don't see how much it took for you to get to where you're at. You know, and some of the people that you might be dealing with might not see how much it took for you to get this accomplishment. You know, with the people that you work with and your surroundings, they might just feel like it fell out of the sky, you know, but they don't see the whole path that it took for you to get there. You know, so and that's not a you problem, Aquarius. With this past situation, it's like there was a lot of focus on what didn't work instead of the things that did work. There was a lot of focus on carrying all the weight of taking on more responsibility than anybody else. You know, it's like there's this feeling of like, I do all the work while everybody else reaps all the benefits, you know, and you might have been carrying way too much much responsibility, you know, but in all actuality, that was partially your own doing. It's not that anybody put those responsibilities onto you. You took it as your responsibility, your priority to take on those extra activities, to take on the responsibility of doing X, Y, and Z. You know, it's not that anybody actually appointed you those positions. It's kind of like you felt like it was your obligation to do that. And I think you might have felt disappointed and overburdened about having to do that, but I think you're learning a balance of how to delegate what is yours and what's not yours. You know, the Page of Swords, we have the Page of Cups, the Ace of Cups, and the Page of Swords in reverse. So it might not have been something that you wanted to hear or wanted to, you know, to think that you put all those responsibilities on yourself. It's not something that you really want to acknowledge. You know, it's like we try to outsource our like outsource the fact that we're carrying so much on everybody else, when in all actuality we're the ones that decided that it was our obligation to do it. You know, so I don't think that you really wanted to look at it that way. But you have the Wheel of Fortune. So the wheel is turning in your favor. There will be a celebration. Like something that you didn't think was working will definitely turn out to work. Something that you didn't think that you were ever going to see any sort of tangible results from you're definitely going to see that it did work in your favor. You know, that whatever you were carrying as a burden before is going to be lifted. Like you're going to be able to work in cooperation with others more successfully without feeling like you are carrying the weight of the world. Yeah, I don't think that you're going to feel like you're carrying the weight of the world anymore. I think that things are really going to turn in your favor, like either with some sort of attitude. If you can't change the circumstances, then you could definitely change how you feel or look at the circumstances. You know, maybe taking an inner look, like being reflective on what is actually yours to carry, and which obligations did you anoint yourself to be in control of, and which ones were actually put on you, you know. And if there are things that you can delegate out to other people, it's learning to delegate to other people the responsibilities that they're capable of. You know, part of being a good leader is being able to delegate, to tell people what to do, to tell them like, hey, I need you to go do this. Like, okay, it's time for this and this and this to get done. You're perfectly capable of it, so why don't you go do that? You know, or if you see somebody lacking in an area, you know, then giving them that exercise to be able to get better. You know, like, I see that you're struggling in this area. You know, it might be math, it might be this, it might be that. So then being able to delegate them the situations that will help improve them on those levels where they're weak. You know, or this is inside yourself. Either way. What else can we tell Aquarius? The Ten of Pentacles. So you're definitely going to be moving towards, like, you will see the success and the cooperation with the people that you're involved with. You know, there will be success here. Whatever this wheel is, however it's turning, it is definitely turning in your favor. There will be a celebration with companions, not just like internal celebrations, not just like patting yourself on the back for the things that you've accomplished. Like, it'll be something that you can share with the world, you know, something that you'll be able to pass down to children, to loved ones, to like all the people around you. It might have taken a lot of struggle, and you might have carried a lot of responsibility and a lot of burden, maybe even more than you thought you could handle at times, you know, and you might not have seen the success that you wanted to right away. But the universe is definitely saying that the wheel is turning in your favor. With the Ten of Pentacles and the Wheel of Fortune, you will see success in this pursuit that you're after here. You just might be finding it hard to find inspiration to continue pursuing, you know, where people just thought that things were just handed to you out of thin air. It's like nobody's seen how long it took, how hard you worked for it, you know. And that's not a you problem. That is not your problem. You don't need to make people see how far you've come. you know? You could pat yourself on the back because you know just how far you've come. You know where you've been. You know how much you've carried. And something that wasn't successful with somebody else in the past is definitely like I definitely feel like you carried on way more burden than you needed to. You know, you might have bit off a little bit more than you could chew in some areas, but that was mostly because you didn't know how to either ask for help or to delegate responsibilities onto others that you needed help with. You know, you just kind of took it all on as your own. Like, no, I'm going to do it by myself. I'm going to do it by myself. I'm going to do it by myself. You know, and when you end up doing everything by yourself, it's like, then you feel like you are all by yourself, you know? So I think you had to take a moment to let some people in, to actually let the people in that really want to help, that really want to be a part of whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish. You know, I think you needed to pick and choose a little better of who and what you delegated what responsibilities to. But I think it took a lot of inner reflection in order to get the proper mixture right. You know, it's like almost like a magical potion that you're creating with the divine. You know, you need a little bit of this ingredient and a little bit of that ingredient, and you might have failed and failed and failed before, but I think you're finally starting to get the ingredients right, Aquarius. Finally starting to get the ingredients right, and you're beating all that devil stuff. You're beating the devil, all right? You might have been dealing with the Capricorn. We have Capricorn. What else do we have here? Knight of Cups. We've got water. We don't have any fire. So you might be dealing with a water sign, an earth sign, or an air sign. But there's a lot of water on the board. So whatever it is you're definitely very emotional, very passionate about, you know, and like you didn't get this from being tempted by the devil. The devil gives you everything you want handed on a silver platter. Like you don't even have to work for it. You know, it's like, oh, here you go. Here's everything you wanted wrapped up in a shiny little package that is presented to you from the devil. And it's like, no, you worked hard to get where you are. You worked really hard to get where you are. And a lot of people might view you as, you know, oh, well, he just got it handed to him on a silver platter. She just got it handed to her on a silver platter. You know, and that's not a you problem. You don't have to explain yourself to anyone, Aquarius. It's you don't have to prove to anyone. You don't have to, you don't, like, your work will stand by itself. And it's not the work of the devil, man. You beat that devil. You might have overcome some sort of addictions. You might have overcome a lot of temptations, like to stray you, you know, like, oh, well, sign up over here and I've got, you know, this and this and this for you, you know, and your inside was like, nah, that's too good to be true. You know what I mean? Because the devil will hand you everything you ever wanted on a silver platter. And it'll be disguised like it's coming from universe. But I think you have broken free from all those temptations. You've broken free from whatever chains of materialism, of popularity, of people pleasing, of addictions in all sorts of ways. That's not how you got here. You got here by breaking free of all those things. And it's not your responsibility to prove that to anyone. Because you've got the wheel of fortune. The wheel is turning in your favor. We got the Queen of Pentacles and the Eight of Pentacles. See how she's mixing all those ingredients into her perfect little potion there? Like you've got all the perfect ingredients and now you're figuring out the right combination. It might have taken some failure in the past, you know? A little bit of this ingredient and the whole thing blew up, you know? So you're sitting there scratching your head like, crap, man, now what do I do? So you just gather up your ingredients again and started a new batch. You know, learning from your past mistakes. Nobody's perfect the very first time. Mastery doesn't come from waking up in the morning and then all of a sudden, oh, poop, I'm a master. No, mastering something comes from falling and falling and falling and getting back up and doing it again and getting back up and doing it again and getting back up and doing it again. A master wasn't born that way. A master's made. All right? So keep doing what you're doing. You're getting the right ingredients. You're putting them all together. You've got the right people on your path, you know. You've learned how to delegate some of your responsibilities so you don't feel like you're overburdened. You've got this, Aquarius. I love you guys. And until next time, Nacho Mama out. For real, beep beep.